A very happy new year to you and welcome to Health Matters on Channels Television. We are delighted you could join us. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. It is expected that the regular pregnancy would last 9 months or 40 weeks, but some babies are born before getting to the expected gestational age. Every year, about 15 million babies are born preterm, which is before completing 37 weeks of gestation. Preterm birth complications are a significant cause of death of children under the age of 5, and according to the World Health Organization, was responsible for 1 million deaths in 2015. The Apex Health Body says 3/4 of the children could have been saved with current cost-effective interventions. My guest is a consultant pediatrician with the Lagos State Health Service Commission working at Massey Street Children's Hospital. Dr. Olanike Olutekunbi is also a certified master trainer of neonatal resuscitation and essential newborn care courses. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm curious, what is the youngest a baby has been born all over the world? At how many weeks?
Okay.
And survived?
Survived. Okay, so let me start from home in Nigeria. Age of viability is, we say, 28 weeks.
28 weeks.
Now, that is not to say that we've not had some babies born earlier who survived.
Who lived?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
You know. Outside the country, United States, UK, well, 25 weeks, 22 weeks.
Wow.
But for Nigeria, we say the age of viability is 28 weeks.
28 weeks. What do you mean by age of viability?
Viability, that is when you can
Oh, did you say viability?
Viability,
okay,
yes.
Okay, I get that now.
Yeah. So, but like I told you, we've had instances and we're beginning to have a lot of babies born even at lesser gestational age survive.
What's the cause? What are the factors that cause a preterm birth?
Well, there are so many factors, but essentially, what I would say is this: whatever affects the mother has a major impact on the child. Okay. So you really cannot separate the mother's health from the baby's health. But commonly, there are some factors, and first on the list is poverty. Oh. And that would limit the ability of such women to access health.
Okay.
Antenatal care is essential.
So because of poverty, they don't go for antenatal care. Well, antenatal care, isn't it supposed to be really cheap? Like dirt cheap?
Now, you see, coming on the heels of poverty is ignorance.
Okay.
Is ignorance. So you agree with me that a lot of work still need to be done. Okay? Now, but where the person or the woman knows, but there's the wherewithal, is not there in terms of money. But then, let me say that Lagos State government has been in fact, they've been doing so much to address this scourge. Most of the primary healthcare centers in Lagos State take care of these women basically free of charge. So, but there are a lot of issues apart from all of this that I've talked about. Another factor is the ill health in the mother.
Okay.
And top on the list is hypertension in pregnancy, or women who have diabetes mellitus, but generally
And this is not even pregnancy related?
No.
Just their own health?
Yes, but sometimes, especially hypertension, you have what is known as a pregnancy-induced hypertension, which is why, for me, I keep saying, because of all of this, once you are pregnant, do your antenatal care. It is the most, in fact, if there's anything you want to give to a newborn, make sure once you get pregnant, you access health from the appropriate quarters and attend antenatal clinics.
So in an antenatal clinic now, from what you're saying, a woman will be checked at least for high blood pressure.
Definitely.
And she'll be checked for diabetes.
Definitely.
What else could be a problem?
Malaria, infections.
Malaria could make you have your baby before the time?
Yes. Oh, yes. Malaria, infections, So when these women attend antenatal clinics, the doctor, pays attention to the holistic care of the mother and immediately attends to any health issue that the woman has. So you cannot underplay the importance of antenatal care in the survival of the child.
How about any habits? Are there any habits that could, predispose a woman to having a preterm child?
Well, any major stressor, physical stressor, yes. And then women that abuse drugs and alcohol, are prone to having this issue.
On top of fetal alcohol syndrome?
Yes. On top of fetal alcohol syndrome, But, again, the most important thing is antenatal care. You go for your antenatal care in clocking. It's an holistic thing. So the doctor would ask and then will be able to counsel or help any mother with all these unusual habits in quotes.
I've heard that there are some structural problems that certain women have that makes it necessary to sort of tack the womb so that the baby doesn't fall out.
Oh, yes. Now, some women have what my ONG counterparts would call cervical incompetence. For one reason or another, the cervix opens up. And of course, once the cervix is open, the cervix is the gateway, into the vagina for the child. So, of course, that kind of cervix is not likely going to carry that child to term. So what they do is, at a particular gestational age, usually after the first trimester, they put in what is called the sacrilege. And basically what the sacrilege does is to close up the cervix so that the child is able to reach its full potentials in terms of gestational age.
Why do women come up saying that my last baby, I lost my last baby because of an incompetent cervix, so this is what they did to prevent it the next time? Isn't it possible to find out before it ever happens? That's prevent it from the start.
Well, it's not as easy as that, because cervical incompetence is not the only, causative factor or the only cause of, recurrent preterm birth or recurrent loss of pregnancy. There are other factors. For instance, if the child is malformed in the early trimester, nature has a way of, so there are so many factors, But again, like I told you, in looking at the woman holistically, clocking, investigating, and doing the necessary things, then the doctor is able to pinpoint what the problem is and is able to address the problem.
Is there anything a woman should do before she even conceives to make her more able to carry to term?
Oh, well, for me, I'm a pediatrician, so the baby is
your concern, yes. Not the mom.
No, the mom is, because I need the mom to be healthy
for the baby to come out well.
A healthy baby. So for me, I would say, don't drink excessively, don't smoke, stay off, abusing drugs, eat well. In fact, you prepare your body
live
for
well.
Pregnancy.
I like this a lot because I hear people saying, oh, we're expecting a baby, so I've stopped drinking. Why didn't you stop drinking before? Maybe has the drink done something to your body? before you took in for the baby, and then you're stopping now, but perhaps some damage has already been done, maybe by the smoking, by the drinking, or maybe by some bad eating habit?
Well, for me, I would say, please, if you're pregnant, just stay off alcohol.
Stay off.
Because of the effect on the baby. Fetal alcohol syndrome, you know, it maims the baby for life. So stay off all those habits. Now, in preparing your body, I also usually would say, start using folic acid, you know, long
for neural
before,
tube
yes, to prevent
formation.
Neural tube defects. So basically, it is adjusting your lifestyle. And I always say, look, as a mom, it's a sacrifice, you know, and at this stage that we are in Nigeria, we need these babies to be born healthy. We need them to be born healthy. The healthier they are, the better for all of us in the long run.
Why do you say that?
Now, because you see, let's look at prematurity, for instance. It is not easy taking care of a preterm child. Now, prematurity, you said it, is been delivered, born too soon, we say in quotes, delivered before completing 37 weeks of gestation. So there is immaturity.
Where is the immaturity in the child? What is missing?
In all the organs.
All the organs.
Everything is immature. You want to talk about the brain, you want to talk about the liver, you want to, everything.
So the child could actually, if the child survives it, could actually grow up with maybe learning disabilities or something like that?
It is possible on the long run, but with good care, all of these complications, in quotes, can be kept at bay. Why? Because the pediatrician, once you have a preterm in your care, you already envisage what possible problems the child could develop. And you work ahead of time. You are proactive. You keep working to prevent any possible complications that may arise. Again, the thing is, taking care of the preterm is demanding, and it requires a lot of technical know-how, a lot of support equipment, you know, a lot of laboratory support. All of those things is important. So I hope that answers your question.
Well, a bit.
Okay.
It's like there's a special unit, or there's supposed to be a special unit for preterm babies with all this attention that you're talking about.
Definitely, there is.
And
in standard hospitals.
Does the child need to have like 24-hour supervision or something?
Yes, yes.
That's,
you
that's
see,
a whole lot of
yes,
work.
it is. It is. Depending on how premature the child is. Now, let me break down prematurity. We classify them as being preterm in terms of gestational age, or in terms of gestational age, really.
Basically.
We also use the weight in classifying.
Okay.
I would explain. So, we have just said it. Once the child is born before 37 completed weeks of gestation, the child is preterm. But now, the weight of the child also we use to classify the child, and also it has an impact, you know, on the prognosis. So, if the child weighs, say, 2 kg, we say it's a low birth weight baby. Now, the weight at which we say, well, the child has been delivered and the weight is normal, in quotes, is 2.5 kg. So anything below 2.5 kg, we say is small for gestational age. Now, if this child is delivered, born before 37 weeks, with a weight less than 2 kg.
That's really small. Preterm and small.
Yes. So but we have some classifications. There are some that are even smaller than that. There are those that are born, you know, less than 37, and they are even less than 1 kg.
Less than 1 kg.
We classify those ones as the extreme low birth weights.
Let's go on a break. We'll come back and continue this. Let's stay with us. We'll come after this and continue. Welcome back. 0805 468 3514. That's 0805 468 3514 is the number to call if you have questions on the show. You can also tweet at CTV_Mary A while we continue this so important topic that will eventually involve everybody.
Yes.
So a baby is born less than 1 kg.
Oh, yes. Less than 1 kg.
Before 37 weeks.
Yes.
And you have discharged such a child healthy.
Oh, yes.
Alive.
Yes.
That is incredible.
800 grams, 700 grams, 650 grams. But again, you need the support system. Now, in between the 1 gram and the 2 kg are those that weigh between 1 gram to 1.5 kg. So in stratifying, we say we have the extreme low birth weights, the very low birth weights, and then the low birth weights, according to their weights.
But if they are preterm, they are always low birth weights.
Yes, they are preterm low birth weights. Now, in terms of survival, the low birth weights do very well.
Okay.
Their weight is okay. They are between 1.5 kg and 2 kg. They do very well. Now, the very low birth weights...
Let's quickly take Sulaiman from Aba before we continue. Hello, Sulaiman.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sulaiman. What's your question?
My question is, if a woman born through CSS, how long that rules she take before she have another baby?
Thank you very much, Sulaiman. I think he has asked one of the things I want to know. The distance, the time lapse between having one baby and another. Does this also determine if the child could be preterm?
Oh, well...
And what's the ideal time lapse?
Okay, so, well, let me say this, that long before now, you know, it was commonplace to say, oh, after one cesarean section, you need to wait for 3 years for your womb to heal, for this to happen. But I don't think that's the case. Anymore. But like I always tell people, there is a place for planning your family. You know, there's a place for planning their family.
For the ultimate health of the mother and the family.
Yes, yes. So, again, don't forget that everything we talk about is interwoven, you know. So the mother needs time to heal. The family needs the money, you know. The father.
And their attention.
Everything is interwoven. You know, so right now, I don't think that is the case. But, again, the most important thing is your antenatal care.
Okay.
You see your doctor follows you up and is able to take care of your problems fundamentally.
How long on the average do you keep a preterm baby in the hospital? Because I know the child has to be admitted to be taken care of.
Okay, so on the average, it's difficult to say. I will tell you why. Because
Just a minute. We will come back to that. Mr. Adedoyin from Ile-Ife is on the line. Hello. Mr. Adedoyin. I think we've probably lost it.
Hello,
so,
there
are some, the low birth weights, you know, tend to go home much earlier. The very low birth weight, but the extreme low birth weight tend to stay, you know, for a very long time in the hospital. It could be. I've had.
Can they suckle?
As they grow older, initially, you know, the extreme low birth rates may not be able to suckle, so we help them.
Okay.
We help them.
How?
By tube feeding.
Okay.
You know, but there are some of them.
Tube feeding. So what do you feed them? Do you make the mother express her milk?
The mother's breast
That's
milk.
important, right?
It is, absolutely. It is for the preterm babies. It is absolutely important to feed the mother's milk. You know, so for the babies that can't suckle, we tube feed. The mothers come in, you know, at particular times to express their milk, and then the babies are fed.
That means the mother even is on standby.
Oh yes,
for demand feeding.
The mother has to be on standby.
That's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
Is there something you can do if you sense an imminent preterm coming on, that this woman might have this baby too early? Can you delay it?
Okay, so there are things that the obstetricians do. There are drugs that they give to kind of stop, you know, contractions.
Okay.
And if for any reason it is inevitable, I mean, the child must come, then there are drugs that are given to even help the child in utero. All of these are part of the interventions of, I mean, WHO, and part of it is the use of steroids.
Okay, help the child in utero.
In utero.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Dan is on the line. Hello, Dan.
Hello?
Hello, Dan. Calling from Nasarawa. What's your question?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I want to know what is causing the infection.
What causes
The infection.
infection? I think I heard infection. Was that infection you said?
Yes.
Well, let's. I know you said something about an infection.
Oh, yes.
You know, sometimes causing a child to be born prematurely.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Okay, so usually, you know, if the child is in the uterus, there's a pathway, isn't it?
Okay.
So any ascending infection would cause. Any ascending, it's anything from the vagina.
Could have contact with the baby.
Yes, so usually the ones we are very scared of are the sexually transmitted diseases, you know, infections, even though we also know that there's another pathway. It could be blood-borne, you know, but oftentimes, you know,
Sexually transmitted
diseases.
infections. Is that what causes UTIs, urinary tract infections?
PIDs. Yes,
Okay.
UTI is not sexually transmitted.
Let's quickly take Abdulaziz. Hello, Abdulaziz.
Yes, I am Abdulaziz.
What is your question? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I want to ask the doctor, this jaundice baby do have at birth, what causes it?
Could you speak a bit louder?
How can it be prevented? Hello?
Could you speak louder?
Okay, I said baby at birth that have jaundice, how can it be prevented and what causes it?
Okay, thank you very much, Abdulaziz. I believe jaundice is probably one of the complications a child might have if he's preterm.
Definitely.
But what do you do to prevent jaundice in pregnancy?
No. Now,
We're way off base.
so the child has been born premature. You know, the other time I told you there is no system, you know, everything is immature. Now, for a full-term baby, the risk of jaundice is there. That's what we call physiologic jaundice.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is the liver, you know, the red blood cell mass is high. So as the child grows, you know, it's broken down. And part of, you know, the element in that breakdown is bilirubin that is released.
That causes that yellowness.
Yes. So in the liver is the seat where it should be conjugated. I mean, where it should be, the level, it should be controlled, in quotes, you know. That is a term baby. You can now imagine, because there are some enzymes that are responsible for
breaking down.
Yes,
some of those
conjugating
things.
it.
But then, of course, in the preterm
But
child,
in the preterm,
that is much less developed at that time.
that is it. So,
all right.
Jaundice
We
is
have
a
run out of
complication.
time. But I must add this
Yes.
before we close. You said something about giving the child steroids in utero. I assume that is
to help the lungs.
Development.
Yes, to
All
help the
right.
lungs. Because the breathing problem is a major issue in prematurity.
And that all comes down to the same thing, antenatal care. Thank you so much for coming. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. You have a wonderful day, every single one of you. I am Mary Alale Yusuf.